find the bomb carrier here. It all comes up to timing. He's just having a read onto Fuzi. He doesn't extend all the way to try and grab the kill and actually loses his life for it. It's a 4v4, but he gains info.
A very important kill to be answered back, and now you can just see the CT stacking up the A side. Even with that in mind, though, look at some of the entries that are coming through for the NIP squad. Up by one, now getting the smoke down to try and get onto the side.
Oh, a secondary kill, a third one in fact for the likes of Jax. Can't quite make it a Quadra. Hunter's there to try and back him up and regain a man advantage for G2 now. Bomb dropped in the open, and the P250 of Hampus rocking Raid Boss in this round. Not gonna rock the clutch play, gets at least Alexi B, but no more than this one it seems.
Just trying to draw the fights, try and initiate those 1v1s. Jax has still got a smoke to play with. They're actually giving them the respect of being able to pick up that bomb and to try and get it down.
Can also try for a rotation back towards that B player. The concern is going to be the information given up towards the G2 side. Got a little bit of time to work with, though. He could slow walk his way up towards the stairs at least, but you can see Hunter starting to get the inkling now. He knows that this is a possibility, and he's going to account for it.
Now, you'd have to imagine for Hampus, if there's any way to win this round, taking the fight and being able to beat out Hunter has to be the start.
And his moves in, knife pulled out, P250 in against them, going to cross out towards default, just try to get that bomb plant in, could be denied, and indeed it is. It's a pistol win for the likes of G2 as they lose many of their players, but ultimately take the round.
Aggression, try and get Modesty in for a pick.
Second line incendiary force forward against Fuzi, who has him covered. Puts bullets down range, but unable to get the definitive kill for it. Just chip damage away on that one individual player. Meanwhile, Plopsky starts working out towards the mid position. Seeing nothing of the G2 side right now. Modesty does get a trade back, and Hunter starts looking into mid as a bit more of a directed defensive. But the T's seem like they want to commit towards the A play.
Yeah, Hunter's got a molly that he could put down towards that default position, trying to deny the bomb eventually when it goes down to the bomb site. And look at this gamble stack. It's coming in towards A.
Smokes up, flashes over, sprays through for Modesty, trying to catch off some T-side elements. They've also got some backup utility back in the back lines. 13 seconds, and finally a blind kill comes in. So we do find ourselves at even once again. Nades back, Tag staying alive. Hunter peeks forward, though, gets the kill against the man, and that should be enough to win the round. Modesty didn't need to get the 4K, but he got it anyway. It's 3-0 start for G2. Towards side alley, it's Nico held out of the sandbags. No Molotovs in play for NIP that can drive him away. They've got to hard check this angle. Not even a nade that can do the damage. A flash and there's 2 smokes available for the execution here. And now Nico swings, sees 1 and 2 and 3. Barely escapes with Hampus' life. Plopsky there with a decent trade. And now Modesty has all he needs to hold down the A site with backup here and all.
Yeah, NIP are now going to start running into mass numbers over around the A site. They do deal with Hunter. This could allow the bomb to go down.
All right, cash flow being gained by NIP at least. Low HP for Plopsky, though. It'd be nice if he can hand that AK off to Rez, or if they can go back and grab the G2 weapon that was dropped by Nico. That's what they're going to try and aim for, but it will be protected by the CTs out to the back of the site. Still, the blind spray from Plopsky comes in decent. It's Deagles for Rez. Did well in previous rounds, but not in this one. Modesty locks it out with the AK kill, and it will be a defuse for Jackson. A 6th round for G2. Bit of a common trend so far in this matchup, though. NIP not quite getting the rounds, but getting closer and closer, dishing out the damage, keeping the economy low. It just takes one of these good rounds to come in from the Swedes before they can make action now. Smokes will come down. Jax will get forced back behind, and the Molotov try to drive an invisible CT away as Hunter gets away with the kill onto S-Tag. Alexi's still back over a quad, finally accounted for by Fuzi. They almost didn't do so, and Plopsky gets a trade back to a 3 versus 3. The bomb's got to commit and get planted. Hunter trying to see if he can find it in the midst of the smoke, but can't quite manage to do so. And all that distraction pushes Plopsky in an aggressive position, but Nico on the backstab deals with Rez. Fuzi with a responsive. Plopsky responded by Hunter to a 1 versus 1, but 5 HP for the man to try and catch the AWP off. It's AWP battles here. But where does he go with this? Fuzi playing careful. AK now back in his hands. And hearing the footsteps of Hunter making noise on the site. Shots ringing out. Can't quite find the man. Defuse kit to hold the whole defuse. It seems like Fuzi forced out, aggressing. And finally taking his man down. Making it a triple kill. And finally winning the first round for NIP.
There's nothing over here at B.
Oh, but he's leaning in towards the B stairs angle, though. It's going to be a bit of time stalled against his name. Plopsky spotted. Burst fire from Hunter. Gets away with a kill. Drops the bomb in the open. And that should call in all the info they need. But still, Jax is rotating via the B site and back in from the standard backline positions of the CT side. Hunter gets a secondary kill, though. S-Tag has dropped. And Fuzi will sneak in the bomb plant.
Lexi expecting a wraparound play. Hunter trying to work on the edge of this smoke. More damage coming through and actually dealing with the AWP bar.
He's hunting them all down, triple to his name, looking for the quadra, and he gets it as well. Oh, and the ace and everything. 1 rifle's all they need for G2. It's 7-1.
Mate, what a sequence coming out from Hunter. We've seen the multi-frags in the few previous rounds of just his capabilities, but that one there, that is a beauty of a sight. The way that he's able to bring those advantages back, defending up on A, and to finish the round on an ace, he made that look easy.
Again, to try and make a B play. There's only one player on the site itself, though. Max here in the util being thrown down. The nades, Hampus pixels away from spotting that man. The Molotov's back at quad and his attention's in the wrong direction. Will spot out Jack trying to take the spray down. Nico there with a quick tap to respond. The 4 versus 4. And now backup has arrived, but the commitment's yet to come through. It could still come back out towards the A side. Esatag does get Nico though. That might change the plans.
Very clever here for NIP. They're putting pace down over towards B. They're drawing as much of that util as possible, and they're sensing misdirection for the European squad to start pulling them around on the map. At least Modessy's hearing the footsteps.
Aggress to try and challenge onto the wall to Reds. Drop that bomb. Give him a second shot against Plopsky and drop him to the man advantage, making it triple and all. Doesn't need the quadra. Alexi B gets the final, and G2 will hold the 8th.
Oh, that's a time an opening man advantage has been gained by the Swedes in quite a while, but Nico's still so aggressive. Needs a couple of kills here.
Gets away with Hampus, can't transfer fully over towards Rez. So a 4-on-3 in NIP's exchange. Hunter now with the AWP picked up and set in. Ready to receive more. Flashbang turned away from, leans up. Good shot towards Plopsky. Evens up the standings once again.
Oh, double AWPs to try and defend up against the A site. Hunter turning away from the flash and finding the instant connection. And now for NIP, they're running into A. They've got to deal with both of these AWPs.
Molotov's ringing out to the sandbags. No smokes to try and cover it off, and Alexi falls away from position. Nade could have come in close towards both him and Esatag. Actually might land on all 3 players. Esatag just sponges it, and his teammates maintain their lives for the most part. Leg shot on Fuzi though, 12 points of HP. Alexi continuing to do damage through the smoke. Shots continue to ring out. That bomb is going to try and go down in the last few seconds, but the smokes are going to clear. The Deagle can strike, get away with one. Spam his way on through, switch to the AK and everything. Look for Esatag, the AWPer, waiting for his chance to strike. The bomb's got to go down right now, and Alexi going in for the knives. A play to close out the half. A confident half from G2. It's 13-2. With his USP, will body block the smoke, at least try and suppress them a little bit more. It's Rez with the dualies, picking up the opener against Munacy, wrapping the corner against Nico, who does get traded by Esatag at least for a 2-for-1. That bomb being spotted, and Plopsky also chimes in. Now left to 2 players on the G2 side, and finally it looks like NIP are going to catch a break.
Yeah, what a body block that was of the smoke, because it just siphoned off that crunch to come through from the top of ramp and that side alley yellow position, and almost fought the defenses to give the advantage, to slow that round down, that the players entering forward of Monacy, Hunter, and Alexi aren't even able to find an entry at all. And for Jackson Nico, they're trying to force a mistake. They're trying to get an aggro duel for NIP, anything at this point.
Nico only a few pixels away from being spotted out by Hampus. Esatag hiding behind the orange boxes, getting Jax instead. Now all up to Nico to ace clutch in this round with 28 points of HP. Already a player down for his own part. The trade out for the weapons now will reveal his position. The P250 is at least picked up, but can't land a shot onto Hampus, and rotations will be called in by the opposition here. You've got Fuzi on the backstab down the stairs. And again, NIP, an all-important pistol to save a lifeline, catch a small break now in this map up. It's one step and a very long road back, though.
Very clever here for NIP, peeking together, not really giving up any individual duels. Fuzi coming through, out for those ramp players. All in all, you've got the back. G2 can just set themselves up to go for an AP.
Perfect spray in for Alexi, catching Fuzi, and G2 will gain site access. This might already be a safe call for NIP, although they've got to consider going for the retake, considering the severe deficit they've got to try and bring back from here. Damage being done to Hunter, at least at 26 points of HP. Weaker weapons on the retake. They've lost an M4. The mask getting reloaded. Rez taking some damage as well, so it continues to get worse and worse for the NIP retake as Rez will fall through the wall bang to Hunter. Another kill to add to his tally. 24 deep in this matchup. Smoke's going down. They'll try get to the site, try hold on to the defuse. It's Jack's watching for the flank just in case, but no, they're all committing. Esatag next to drop. Plopsky and Hampus can combine, get away with a couple of decent kills, but not enough to hold off the T side line. 14-4 now. They were alongside NIP as being the 2 top teams you would have expected to go ham in this group, the 2 top teams you would have expected to dominate that first place position. It's Fuzi getting away with at least one good pick back for the NIP side, but the trades from Nico and Alexi still hold on to the man advantage for G2. Nades onto his position as well towards sandbags. Okay, so storming that A site from here.
For NIP, the options, gamble stack, make an info play, Fuzi thinking about relocating, trying to get deeper into the bomb site with Plopsky, and they're actually moving away from A.
Incendiary is going down. We'll start to clear up with the smokes up from the T side line. Pressing one entryway to the site. NIP will have to focus wholeheartedly on the retake. No choice but to commit towards it here. G2 getting that bomb up here from Undersea. Nades up. Fuzi's dead. Bomb plant will go down. 40 seconds now for G2 to take the first map away. NIP's own map pick. Smoke's going down to pressing another CT player. He's the player with the pistol, Plopsky with the rifle, the FAMAS versus them all. Does get Undersea at least. There's so much more to find as he wraps in. Tag will fall, and Jax will close it out with a triple and a 16-4 map win. A quick map win for G2.
Shell shock. Players here. Rez trying to get into the graveyard. Tag here in the info at long.
Smokes down, taps forward for Tag. Let's get away with a decent kill on towards Nico. That's a decent opening, but unable to find anything more here. The taps on from Jax. We'll spot out Rez as Fuzi gets his trades in, but Jax doubles up and breaks open the A site. There's a player out towards Pit. They will try and hold on. Fuzi will be able to trade. Undersea as Jax will end up falling, and Alexi is alone towards clutching. He'll tap on to the player at mini Pit, but Plopsky is going to overwhelm him with the pistol round for NIP.
A very good stalling there of the positioning from NIP. You can see the way that Tag is able to spot the contact, hear a lot of that information coming through from long, and he just underhands the smoke, slows it down out at long. Jax does a very good job of trying to...
Behind the smoke over at CT, Plopsky is going to burn. Tag is going to let him burn down as well. Try hold the bait and switch. Look for Alexi B getting all-important kill as a player that's already in the site, though. Jax the Deagle can trade the man. So a 4 versus 3, firing through the smoke. Campus charges forward, but doesn't get the kill shot on Undersea. A single point of damage done, but eventually gets him through the smoke.
Not a lot of util for NIP to work with. Flash over the top. Hampus is looking for another pick to come through from the Coffin's angle.
He sprays manically against Nico. Eventually we'll find that kill. Fuzi actually steals it away from the CT cross. That smoke is finally cleared. And now Hunter and Jax stand alone. One player at the Shire, one player at Dark. Dark has been tagged to 60 HP. One smoke down in from this banana control. And Hunter will strike back on the first player. Hampus and Fuzi working in, and Hunter makes it a double. On for the triple. Once again, a multi-frag round for him. Continuing his performance from Vertigo. Pass that AWP off towards Nico. Take the AK back instead. Try playing towards mid.
Well, realistically, they need a playmaker in this sort of round, and it's got to be either Hunter or Jax to create space, to find impact on the bomb side. Starting to put some of that util down towards Moto, and Long is indicating presence towards A. Instead, it's a fake, and they want to try and bring the troops into B.
50 seconds, and Jax will try to lead the charge. You see the comms coming in from those guys. Preparing for an execution, whatever they can muster here. Smokes down from our spray. Plopsky not quite that fantastic. The AK breath tag though. Good for 2, not quite for 3. Fuzi's at least able to trade Hunter through the smoke, and Nico will just sneak the bomb plant in here with a 1v4 and 3 points of HP. He won't last long, not even against Fuzi, the first man into the site. Orp saved in, second round for the Ninjas. At least there's a bomb plant bonus, but G2 had cash anyway.
Yeah, fair play to the B site anchors, being able to get a lot of damage forward. When you think Plopsky completely off guard.
Walk forward, Fuzi and the Molotov in. Great shot as well for the man. Not quite a connection to the second. The leg shot will come down. Tag will lead in against Nico instead. Not capitalizing on the easy kill and overextending to lose his own life. A 4v2 now.
Yeah, that's unfortunate, because that would have been commed over. He's low, swing for the pick to bring it back into the 3v3. What they don't know is the AWP is posted, and also, they don't know the Hampus is here.
Spray through, catches one, swing on a second, and everything gets Hunter to return. Rez with a decent tap to the head, and the bomb being dropped in his presence. A 1v1. Alexi on 16 points of HP has got to play the patient game. Rez adjusting to Pit over at the broken wall. Eyes set to the site, trying to look in from short. 22 the clock. And the lean in is going to spot Alexi, take the kill shot, and take the clutch to win the round for NIP. 3 apiece. His position doesn't quite land the kill shot. Plopsky will try and look for it regardless. Aggressive ahead of the smoke. Spots Nico, sprays, transfers to Undersea blind, and almost gets him the same.
Yeah, Plopsky even thinking about a reface, trying to hug that wall, get over towards the corner of the smoke, and fight again.
He will get Alexi for his trouble. The incendiary is forcing him to back out of Banana. Had he stuck around, he would have been a dead man. And even Jack's tanking some damage as well. It's all going up right here for NIP.
You'd have to think, for G2's standpoint, taking Banana without losing casualties is a difficult factor for them right now. Molly goes out towards the sandbags, try and draw some of those positions out to the open. Jax really decimating to try and get a fight forward. Deals with Esatag. Plopsky's fallen back, low on HP, but has still been alive.
Needs that backup to come in though. Fuzi with a lack of firepower. Jackson the numbers on HP line. Plopsky and Neo's footstep free. Fire it. Bring on Monacy. Make it a quadra. Try to get his own ace here in this matchup. But it's Fuzi to seal it away instead. Famas out ahead of the site. Had the high HP. Plopsky didn't need to peek. And suppress one individual. The AWP of Fuzi will get flashed off. Instead, it's Rez to line up those 2 kills on Jackson. Alexi try to look for the triple. That's what he gets, even the quadra against Monacy. And the whole round falls down for G2. Nico in a 1v4, and they're hunting for the kill as well.
We're getting glimpses out of what these individuals can post up. Plopsky in that last round with 4. Now Rez with 4 himself. NIP, players are stepping up for them.
You know, wonderful stuff. Looking for this CT half victory. You mentioned how important it would be for them. It felt a little bit iffy at the start. It's Rez to close down that ace. The second ace of the matchup going the way of NIP this time. What a hell of a defensive he had.
Getting flashed over, pressure building. They might try and refight this. Plopsky over aggressive, gets dealt with by Nico. And now for Esatag, he's got to buy some time to allow that rotation from Fuzi.
Yeah, evaded the flash entirely, was not blind. The kill comes in easy. He follows up through the smoke on Esatag and all. Step the CT cross down the Orpa of Fuzi with everything to do. G2 is storming his B site. Nico's leading the charge. Finally, a decent shot comes back as he leans further forward. Hampus will fall towards the A site. Alexi cleans up the Orpa, and the M4 is in a 1v4, which he just cannot win. Jax to close it out. 8-7 at the turn of the half. G2 might not have held the confidence start that it did. G2 put the bait and switch against NIP when they were on the T side. Harvest Hunter to kick things off out on the other side of the map. Monacy at least one decent kill. Alexi falls back into the back of B. This is a 3v3 for the time being. He stands alone, but Jax is coming in for the backstab. That bomb's going to try and commit. Alexi, what can he do from this position? It's finding an engagement for Jax. Lands another great headshot for him in the pistol basis. Plopsky also falls, and it's Fuzi. Now he's the man alone. A 1 versus 3 scenario with the bomb being dropped in the back lines of that B side, and surely the next peak will be his last.
Simplicity done right there for G2 again. The way that they contact off one another towards the top of Banana, and once they've got that mid-aggression, Alexi's just not peeking. Knows he has to stay alive out from the new box because Jax has got the wrap, and Fuzi's now the last one that gets peeked in by Jax. A great wraparound play. What can he actually do? Because if they just flash high over the top and continue to swing, surely he gets a 1-for-1 at absolute most.
Rotations are considered here by the NIP side. Utility being set up. That bomb is currently up top mid. Hunter waiting, flash forward. Alexi caught off by Plopsky. So 4 versus 4. Nico behind the sandbags will not spot anybody else. They rotate for the A hit, it seems.
Even though that pick comes through as a response, it doesn't break away the setup. 3 players up onto A, and NIP are running into the trap.
Smoke ahead of Hunter. I don't even think it landed, actually. He gets away with the kill on towards Rez, face on the second man, and drops him the same. Fuzi needs to double up, and he only gets 1 frag. Esatag now, the bomb being dropped in over at Brackets. Not aware of the play off, but Keo gets Jax at the very least, adjusting towards the man, but can't transfer to Monacy. So it will be 11 rounds now for G2.
So close to it. Hunter, look at the aggression. Down from mid. Rez has got no idea. The M4's going to be out of strike, and he's even got a teammate of Monacy to peek with him.
Leg shot on Plopsky, caught off guard, jumping in the middle of the air. Jax at least makes a mistake against Esatag, but Monacy able to close out against Plopsky. He's aware that Esatag's pressing forward. Hunter doing the exact same thing on the other side of the map. Ahead of Banana through the smokes. Fuzi caught Monacy, lightning fast reactions. Doesn't get the kill towards it. Will still look up towards top mid and connect that shot on Hampus instead. It's a lockdown round for G2 as Esatag stands in the clutch, and surely he doesn't win this.
Players everywhere, coming in from spawn, bottom of Banana, out into the apartments. Esatag is just hoping that he can isolate some of these individual duels. Alexi playing out from library, catches him off, and similar characteristics to a lobby crunch on Nuke.
Overtime is calling. So at G2, Alexi trying to win this first engagement against Hampus, does so much damage. He somehow escapes with a kill on Nico. Alexi's going to burn, try and engage against a second player who is doing some more damage towards that player. And they back up towards Banana, lands pretty close to center of mass, and Plopsky tanks the damage. The Orb for Monacy, ready for the shot, and he doesn't miss.
You've just, what else can you do there? You're trying to jiggle peek, you're trying to get a flash over the top. Monacy, another great impact frag by him, and even for Hunter with that flash over the top, he doesn't continue peeking, but realizes that the T's are falling back from that car area.
Bomb will get recovered by Plopsky. The other two starting to peek in towards long. Money's back to receive them. Misses that shot. Gets away with the nade. They look down through the smokes, blind firing, hoping he can catch Esther Tag in the cubby corner. The flash goes over, he turns away from it, he connects that next shot. 2 to his name, 2 more to go. Jackson turn around, flanks involved. Plopsky comes up with his own counter flank, needs to get that bomb down here. Up against 2, can he clutch this time? Hunter, quick to the side, round to the corner. He's in the air, he's trying to force him out. The spray's not good enough, and G2 will close it. A 16-10 on map 2, a 2-0 series victory that stuns NIP. They will remain in the top start of the group, but that is a statement to send for G2.
Yeah, it absolutely is. What a much better performance coming through from G2, but it was from the outset alone on their opposition's map pick of Vertigo to start it off, and then on their home turf on Inferno, we saw positive signs all around by the internationals.